And I think in one of those pictures, it was a fairly dark one, you were saying you had the added luxury of a light outside that kept changing.
It's so funny how many people the next day were like, you didn't actually sleep there, right? And it's like, no, that's the proof right there. That was our kennel, that was our space.
Well, you didn't sleep. You were there.
You were there for the night.
Right.
It's hard to sleep with a couple of dogs sometimes, never mind.
One starts barking, they all start barking.
I'm glad it worked out though, and I'm also glad that you were able to beat Goldberg, which is important.
We glazed over it a little bit.
I was going to say, I felt like he wrote that script because it was like, also, his was the first dog to be adopted. No. Show me the scoreboard there. All right, it was chilly out there today. Felt much more wintry. Got to only about 40 in a lot of spots. Some of us didn't even get there. 28 right now in Rangeley, 39 in Portland, 39 in Bangor as well, and gusty winds out of the northwest. Just starting to settle a bit now, gusting to 18 in Rockland, 31 in Bangor, 28 in Millinocket. We saw gusts up to 40 miles an hour, though, at one point. That created an actual wind chill in the middle of the day. First time I had to break that map out this season. All right, here's our next system. It's not particularly ferocious here, but it's a warm front and a cold front back here, a little bit of a clipper that's going to come into the cold enough air mass and do it at the right time to give some of us our first snow of the season here early tomorrow morning. So overnight tonight, not a whole lot going on initially. Clouds come in from southwest to northeast after 10, 11 o'clock this evening. Here are tomorrow morning at 3 a.m., still pretty quiet, but in the early morning hours, snow sets up over southern Maine. And notice, I think even to the coastline, it is snowing, and do not be surprised if you wake up tomorrow morning, if you wake up between 6 and 8, I'd say, and look outside and say, whoa, it's actually coming down pretty good. On the front end thump of these can usually be pretty strong. The snow starts breaking up through 10 a.m., so it's a relatively short duration event, changing over to sleet over southern Maine, maybe some freezing drizzle involved in that too. Temperatures in the mid-30s at that point along the coastline, so that's going to be either freezing drizzle or more likely just drizzle. And then snow continues off and on through central and northern Maine before this thing moves out tomorrow afternoon, and things are cleared out by tomorrow evening and into Friday. So as far as snowfall amounts here, you may think this map's a little cute, but there's a reason for it. It's because of the way that front sets up initially. We'll get a decent thump of snow in the early morning hours when it's cold enough. So that's why we have the highest totals back into the Freiburg area, into Parsonsfield as well, and back into Freedom, New Hampshire, for example, and North Conway. We've got around an inch, not too far from the coastline. I think the coast should be able to get away with just a coating, mainly on decks and grass and all that, but there will be a period of time in the morning hours when it will be snowing relatively decently. The clip will be decent. After that system moves out, things are quiet but cool for the weekend. Not a whole lot going on, but our temperature trend is pretty suppressed. 40 a popular number. Saturday, Sunday, Monday probably too. So that'll be the first one of the season. I don't think it'll be a big problem, but I also often underestimate how much we forget for the first.
It's very true.
It's on the road type situation, so just be careful out there. Maybe a sprinkled Friday. I think most of the day is fine. And again, the weekend is nice enough, not particularly warm though, about 40 to 45 degrees.
Okay, Keith, thank you.